everyone, happy Valentine's Day. Oh, let me just rearrange myself. I've just chugged quite a large tea, so I'm very warm. Please excuse me. I'm also just going to do one to cover up this. It's not even a mess. It's 2 shawls, a project that I started yesterday, needles, spare yarn, but I am just going to do this to pretend it's not there. Hi everyone. I hope that you're well. I'm here with a cider. It's a rosé cider because it's Valentine's Day, therefore it's pink. Quite a stark contrast to the tea I just had. Right, excuse me. I'm just going to see if I can manage to do the swipe up thing on Instagram because I've reached 10,000 followers. So I'm going to see if I can get the link to this on my phone. Is the volume okay for everyone? Can everyone hear fine? Is that all okay? Oh, I can do it. This is a thing I can do. Pause. Oh, good. It doesn't look as terrible as it does on the computer. Link. Hi everyone, Hannah's on the booze, enter the dolphin laugh. Maybe. I've got 2 bottles of this stuff, but they're only 330 millilitres a pop, so not too bad. Right now, I'm just going to do the thing where I take an awkward selfie and post it to Instagram. Hello from Birmingham, Alabama. Oh, how exciting. I love that there's more than one place called Birmingham in the world. What filter? Let's go subtle. And let's hold up some, let's do this. Because it says craft for the people on it. Oh, thank you for... Oh, that was a terrible face. Much better. There's lots of people here. How exciting. I'll get into it in a second. Let me just add my link. Swipe up. I love that I can do this. Swipe up to join me live now on YouTube. I look very enthusiastic. Hi everyone. I'm warm already. I'm too warm already. So fancy with the swipe up. My God. Tell you what, it was worth campaigning for the swipe up. It took ages to get there. I'm very grateful of Emma of the Silver Spot for helping push me over the edge in regards to follower numbers, because she offered to do the giveaway with me, which I think is still open. So if you head on over to the Silver Spot, you could win a mug, and I'm crocheting a mug cozy and maybe a coaster, because I'm not going to use a full 100 grams of... sitting down in dungarees is not flattering. Also, I don't think I have the best bra on in the world, but we make it work. Hello everyone. So I'm going to be mentioning this a few times throughout. In light of what has been kicking off on Instagram, I'm not going to go into details to it here, but if you go on my Instagram stories or go onto Verity of Truly Hooked, she has a great post about it. So please go and check that out. But in light of what has happened, if I do happen to receive any super chats today, which is a thing you can do, which means you can like donate money to me, and the note that you type in gets highlighted and is on the screen for longer. So I'm guaranteed to see it and definitely will respond to it, but you know, whatever. But anyway, all super chats that I get will be going to Show Racism the Red Card, the charity, I believe it's UK based, which is an anti-racism charity. And yeah, in light of what's been happening on Instagram, I thought that's important. The downside with super chats in the UK at the moment is, in North America, you can do super chats for good, which means that a registered charity, you can, if you're in North America, you can pick a registered charity and then do super chats for the charity. Then 100% of the proceeds would go to that charity. But in the UK, that's not here yet. So YouTube would take a cut, which means if instead of doing the super chat on here and you just want to donate directly to a charity, please feel free, because racism is crap and we hate it. And yeah, that's all I have to say on the matter. It's not, I'll probably be mentioning it again at some point. Why is Mary sending me a thing of Wild and Woolly in London? Yes, I have heard of it. Staying 2 minutes from this place. Heard of it? Yes, I have. I'm very jealous that you're there. So Mary has gone to London this weekend. Hey! There's a lot of people from the States here today. I haven't done a live stream in a really long time, I feel like. I can't position this where it doesn't just look like I have very droopy chest, so I'm just going to just do this. I have a design that I want to collaborate with you on. Please send me an email. My email should be in the description box of this video. I haven't checked the description box. My Knit Crate link might still be there. I need to take that out because I'm not an affiliate with Knit Crate anymore. Doesn't matter. My email's down there, so please send me an email with ideas. Yes, Mary has gone to London this weekend, so I thought let's hang out on YouTube Live. We've not hung out in a hot minute. Now is a perfect time. I was a little annoyed at him that he didn't want to spend Valentine's Day with me, seeing as it is our first Valentine's Day as a married couple, but Valentine's Day isn't such a big deal for us, so I guess I shouldn't really be annoyed because we don't usually ever do anything with it, so... But I got a knock at the door today and I received a bunch of flowers, and all it said in the little note card is because I've gone to London. So that's pretty hilarious. Since I'm sitting at school until 3 for a parent-teacher conference, so yes, perfect time. Oh, I love that you're watching this while you're still technically at work. Is anyone working on any projects right now? Is anyone knitting right now? Is anyone, crocheting, sewing, beading? I would totally be bead weaving right now. I've literally got 4 more stitch markers to make, because apparently today was the day of distractions. 4 more stitch markers to make for the Stitch Marker Club, because I decided on the stitch marker I was going to make, and then I started to make them. I made like 4, and then decided let's time it and see if it is actually, the fit into the pay bracket that I've done for the Stitch Marker Club. No, it takes way too long. I have not charged enough for it. Oh well. It's really cool though, so I don't mind. What am I working on? I am making an everyday slouchy hat for which is a pattern by Dragon Horde Yarn. I've seen her name crop up at just a bit lower down, but it keeps fading out. I realised yesterday that I had twisted the first row, and I had a huge just like twist in it, and I had never done this before, and I'd knit like this much. I didn't knit that much, maybe this much, and I realised I had a twist in it, so tried really hard to untwist it. Obviously couldn't, because you can't, so ripped it all out, which is really fun when you're holding mohair and 4-ply double. Never apologise for being late. Better late than never. You've only missed less than 10 minutes. You're all good. But I ripped it out yesterday and then almost knit back what I ripped out, so can't complain too much. This is out of my tweed 4-ply, which in Tabaxi, and then this is a ball of fluff that I bought at Buxton. Doodaloo, scrolling up and reading things. Sock, shocking. Wouldn't expect anything less from you, Lindsay. Test knitting a planned pooling cowl. Oh, very nice. Oh, can you say which sweaters you're test knitting? Is it the one out of the DK or is it the one out of the chunky? Both of them are beautiful. I'm very excited for the patterns to come out. I love Verity's pattern. She's so clever. Why can't I see any of the chat? Keeps disappearing. It's very annoying. Working on turp socks with yarn from Draggy Accordion. Very nice. Working on a scarf. Love it. Cake winding 7 skeins for my first jumper. Oh, have so much fun. What jumper are you going to be knitting, Louisa? Mohair cardigan, floof galore. Also about to cast on some more frilly socks. Heather, those frilly socks that... Go and check out Heather and her frilly socks on Instagram. I believe she's Heather.hops. Heather Hops. Heather. Is there a point? Wait, that made it sound aggressive. You know, like a full stop. Yes, Heather.hops. She has designed these really cute socks that use like 4-ply wool, and then the frill, like when you're in school, this might be a bit of a very specific thing, but when you're in school you used to wear little frilly socks with a little frilly bit. But the little frilly bit's made out of mohair on these socks, so it's really cool. DK Demetria sweater. Oh, great jumper. Afternoon tea here. I'm working on the Advent socks for 2020. Oh, very exciting. I've been planning the Chromatic Yarns Advent calendar. I'm trying to reel in all the extras that I want to include in it because I keep getting overexcited, and I also kind of want to keep the cost down. So I need to stop with the planning. I'm definitely going to be keeping one for myself though. Howdy all, working on some socks with my papa. And have a hot chocolate. Hope you're all jealous. I am actually quite jealous. Although I do have a cider. Clementine sweater is amazing. Just finished the test knit. Yes, that is a beautiful Le Pouf cardigan. Yup, love it. Although I feel like it, yeah, it is Le Pouf. Just I'm working on a so faded pint size. I just finished an everyday slouchy beanie. Oh, Kim! Thanks for super chat. For sure. Love it. For those who have joined a little bit late, everything that I earn from the super chat will be going straight to Show Racism the Red Card, which is a UK-based charity about educating people about anti-racism, and they go into schools and they educate children, they go into workplaces and blah, 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 blah. So, or if you'd like to donate to a charity directly, because YouTube unfortunately does take a cut. It's a business, it's how it works. Yeah. But I will not be taking a cut. I'm working on my knitting expat test, knit in Spirit Guardian earlier. Oh, Viv, you need to send me a update of how that yarn is knitting up. Or I was about to say I need to cast on a jumper. I cast on a jumper last night. I get fancy when I drink. The little finger gets up in the air. If I click this, what happens? Top chat. All live chat. All messages are visible. I think I'm just going to have to keep scrolling it every now and then. Do. Oh, you're a sweetheart. Mwah. You're more than welcome. Haven't knit in days. There's too much going on with school at the moment. I've lost my knitting mojo. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I hate when that happens. I decided to take the night off of beading the other night, which sounds really stupid, but deciding to take the night off of beading was quite important. And instead of knitting anything, I just decided to sit and be on my phone. And I kind of hate it in hindsight, but also at the same time, really just needed to recharge my brain. So, yeah. Because I probably would have knit on this, so I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I hadn't realised that I twisted it at that point. So, right, scrolling down to the bottom. Doodaloo. Deets on the new cast on, please. Where to get tribute to my late cat. Oh, that's a point. I want to ask you all what stitch markers you want in the upcoming shop update. We've made a note of some of the ones that were written on Instagram, but so let's do a little bit. This isn't an official podcast. Come on, I'm too all over the place. I haven't planned it, but in my jumper bag. So Meg of Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits messaged me the other day and asked. I like watching your videos while you knit. Oh, thanks. And asked if I would like to kind of test it knit, but not officially test knit, just kind of knit it if I want to. No strings, no deadlines, no pressure. And I was like, yeah, that's the kind of thing that I need. Her new designs. And she's put a call out for actual official test knitters. if you're interested, please go check out her Instagram stories, because she is designing jumpers for all of the houses of on Harry Potter. There we go, words. I got distracted. Oh, it's knitting up beautifully. And so I cast on the Hufflepuff one. And this is my own hand-dyed yarn. It's a grey and a kind of matches my cardigan colour, but not as rich, and slightly more faded school beanbag colour. If you know what a beanbag is, and I'm not talking about. I'm talking about like the little ones that you like throw and then you carry and whatnot. But yeah, I've started that. So I cast on the neck, which I might have to aggressively block because I have a massive head. And I did the rib in a larger needle size because of the big head. And then I did the optional short rows, which I'm really bad at, so they're a little textured, but I'm trying. And then I've done the first part of the chart. I've done the increases, and yeah, and I'm about to start the next part of the chart. If you've seen her faded beanbag is perfect for a school jumper, that's what I thought. Well, the phrase, my sister coined the phrase of, excuse me. I have, that's a point. Where are all my mods at? Yo? Mods should not be this quiet. Excuse me. Anna, you're not in my live stream. It's Valentine's Day, let's not interrupt her. She's a married woman. She might be doing something not rude, romantic, having a nice romantic evening with her husband. Yes, well, the phrase beanbag colour came about when my sister graduated, and the colour of her, the thing that goes over the top of the gown, like the colourful thing that says, "This is my degree," kind of thing. She described hers as being beanbag orange, because it kind of was beanbag orange. And I had forgotten about school beanbags until now. Yes. So yeah, beanbag yellow. Like, it's one of the beanbags that has been around for, you know, a few years. It got left out in the sun and got rained on. It's a bit faded. It's a bit grubby, but at the same time, not awful. But I do kind of love this colour combination and kind of want to make a Hufflepuff cardigan out of it. Like the small beanbags for PE. Yes, 100p. So yeah, that's the new jumper cast on that I have. But the next chart uses like the smallest amount of like a white yarn or a cream or undyed or something. And I'm toying whether to open a skein of DK, undyed DK, and use the tiniest amount for it, or just like hold this leftover merino, because this is 100% BFL. Should I just use a tiny amount of 4-ply merino held double for it? That was the thought I had this morning. So people have said things. Greetings from Australia. Oh, how exciting. I'm going to unravel this year, unfortunately. Not for any particular reason other than I didn't get my act together and agree a trip with Caroline, and I applied to the show and then didn't get in, and so yeah, I will not be going to Unravel this year. The first show that I will be going to is Yorkshire Yarn Fest on the 21st of March, and I'm there and I'm vending. Diddly-doo. Currently not right now, but currently in life, in the process of trying to work out how many colorways I want to take with me, because I have a whole extra base that I'm taking with me, and therefore I have thought of a new way to display the yarn, which means 8 fewer colors unless I buy an extra grid wall, and I just don't understand how people know how much yarn to take to a show. I have now done 3 shows and have currently 3 lined up for this year, and I've applied to 3 more. And yeah, I don't know how many colorways to take with me, how many skeins to take with me, and gotta take stitch markers. It's a lot. Stitch markers is easy because I've got the displays and therefore I have to fill it. But yarn, it's, do I buy an extra grid wall and try and fit it in the cart, or do I just take 16 colors and hope that's enough? But it doesn't feel like enough when I look at other people's displays. I have said quite a lot just then, and I didn't think about a single one of it. Oh, hello from Olympia, Washington. How exciting. Hey everyone. What kind of chit chat would you like to chit chat about? 4-ply held double. Yeah, that's what I thought too. And then now I don't know whether I crack out one of my BFL nylon minis and hold that double, because then at least I'm consistent on the sheep. I always just take what can fit in the car. Yeah, that's fair. We have a new car now though, and the seats fold down, and then it's like a mini van. It's not actually a mini van. Happy Valentine's Day. Yeah, which means that I can fit more stuff in, which is quite exciting. I just need to decide, do I buy another grid wall and then dye another 8 colorways? Which feel like 16 colors is not enough. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. Cool. I'm just going to do one of these because you're kind of spamming my channel. Oh, Claire, that's amazing. Yeah, feel free. I will bring it along, and yeah, you can take it there. Because what I'm going to do at shows, because I can't afford, well, I don't know what colorways people want as jumpers, and I did this at Nottingham and it worked really well, but the other 2 shows that I've done, I've suggested to people and people don't seem interested, but I will persist and put a sign out because people can be a bit embarrassed to ask. But I can't afford to take a load of stock in sweater quantities because it gets really expensive. And I mean, we have a house. I technically have the space to keep it kind of. Yeah, so what I did at Nottingham was, if anyone liked a colour and wanted a sweater's quantity of it, I wrote down all their details, took the payment, and sent it to them in a week for free. Like, did a pre-order, so they couldn't take it home then, but they paid for it then, and then I sent it to them with no postage costs. And I think that's what I'm going to try and do for shows, because that way I don't have to try and dye up a ton of sweaters quantities of yarn that might not sell, and then I'll have 5 skeins of blue slad on sturdy DK sat in my stash or in my show stash that just isn't selling, you know. Doodaloo. There's a really specific amount or thing. I tried knitting the first time in 10 years and I did so bad. I've been crocheting. Please excuse me. I've been crocheting for 27 years. I really want to knit a hat. It's so frustrating. I just need to keep trying. Yes, Kim, you do need to just keep trying. I'll stop pointing and being judgmental. And yes, I crocheted predominantly for many years before I started to knit. I learnt to knit and then crocheted for many years, and yeah, it was a bit tough to. Will it use up the whole mini? I don't know if it will use up the whole mini. Yeah, it was a bit tough switching over to knitting, but yes, persist and you will get to grips with it. It's all about the muscle memory, really, isn't it? And I'm sure the thing that you say that is really bad is maybe tension, and that will just come with practice. And it's all about what feels comfortable for you when you hold the needle, because I knit strangely for many people, and yeah. I like how I went to extra effort to put like makeup and such on, and then in the fluff up my nose, in the camera that I can see myself in, I'm very washed out, but hopefully I'm not IRL. I crocheted for 10 years and took a few tries to learn knitting. Find a class or workshop. Yeah, it's very true. Very true. Sitting down to lunch, saw you were live. Oh, hi April, welcome. Glad I could be your lunch date. I have a cider. Cheers. I started knitting. Thank you, Amaris. I'm going to go Amaris. I will check post stream. Started knitting last year after almost 25 years break. And all I want is to sit and knit. Ah, I know that feeling all too well. Yes. Oh, thank you. I tried really hard with the pink. The joys of glasses is that foundation instantly comes off. And with the pink, oh, my glasses are filthy. Hello, I am fine. I am going to New York, yes, for a yarn festival. I am there from the 15th till the 19th of October. I keep forgetting I'm going. And then I remember and then I get really excited. Yes, I'm going for New York Sheep and Wool. And yeah, I love it. I'm having trouble crocheting. I keep putting the needle in the wrong loop. Practice makes perfect every sense. Friendly reminder for people that have joined since I started the stream, because we've got an extra 20 people now. All super chat donations will be donated directly to Show Racism, the red card, and in light of what's been happening on Instagram, just so people know. Or feel free to donate to the charity directly. That is also welcomed. It's an anti-racism charity that is all about educating people on anti-racism in the UK, in schools, in workplaces, in all sorts of environments, and yeah, if anyone wants to know. Oh, thank you, Christine. That's a really cute sticker. I have never seen a super chat sticker before. Cheers. That's really cute. But thank you. And that's what super chat is for people that didn't know. It's like a cute little sticker or a message or something. Where the chat's back. I need that pink in my life. Well, I first of all put on a pink, which is literally the blusher I'm wearing. And then the darker pink I'm using is the Conspiracy palette. It's like the dark purpley colour in the Conspiracy palette, which is the Shane Dawson Jeffree Star palette. And that is the pink. And then the lips is a Clinique lipstick that I got given for Christmas. And I keep seeing makeup looks of these beautiful girls who do really beautiful like face makeup, and they put a bit of blusher on their nose, and I love how it looks. I think it looks really cute, but I don't know if one, it suits me, or two, it just makes me look like I've got like a red nose. I'm trying it out. New York, wow, it's going to be so awesome. So awesome. I'm so excited. Slightly worried about the jet lag because I'm not there for very long, but I think I'm just going to have to try and push through it. Oh, God. Hello. Having trouble. Well, I read that one. I crochet like a knitter. My mum crochets like a knitter. She crochets like that too. She actually taught me to crochet like that. And I knit like, I was going to say I knit like an old lady, but that sounds a bit strange. But it's the old-fashioned English style of knitting. So my yarn is held in my right hand, and then I've got a full video on how I knit. The needle is in like the crook here. And yeah, so my mum also knits like this, and she crochets like this. I actually crochet like this, which means when I try and knit continental, that's my go-to. And because when I was reteaching myself crochet, I found it easier to hold. I do continental knitting, it's the most natural for me. It's just so long since I need to get back in knit, and I need to get back into the swing of things. Well, I do a meet and greet. I will be going to the on the hill. I don't really know how it works because I've never been to Rhinebeck before. But there's like a podcaster meetup on the Saturday, I think, on the hill. So I'll be hanging out there, standing really awkwardly, being super overwhelmed and maybe in need of a nap. But more than happy to hug, say hello, and love all of you. It is potentially one of my few times I'm going to be going to the States for the next few years, I think. Yeah. So I thought, perfect place to go. Because people go to Rhinebeck, and it's my 30th birthday this year. Am I going to New York by myself, or is Mary going with me too? I'm going by myself. I'm literally going just for the yarn festival. I'm meeting up with Tristan and Christy, who are Dragon Hoard Yarn and Yarn Cafe Creations respectively, and I'm going to be staying with them. I still need to pay Tristan for accommodation, actually. That's a good point. I need to send her a message. And I'm going to be meeting them at the airport and then hanging out with them for the whole time and basically being a bit of a limpet. Because this is what I do when I feel a bit socially uncomfortable, is I kind of limp it onto someone. I don't leave them alone. I mean, I do leave them alone, but like I have to, yeah, doesn't matter. My daughter was a lot away listening, it's super cute. I'll have to keep trying it and see. Can't do pink eyeshadow without looking like I've got an infection. I understand that feeling, and I used to think the same for myself. But I figure this is really bad because this that I can see is so unsaturated. But my thing with pink eyeshadow is, if you make it look intentional, it doesn't look like an eye infection. And if you try and make both eyes look the same, then it's very rare you're going to have an eye infection look exactly the same in both eyes. So if you try and go for multiple shades of pink and like put it where I usually put eyeshadow. I was going to say should go, but there is no saying where eyeshadow should go. And, yeah. I just got a really exciting text message, and I can't share it because it's about family. But, yeah. It doesn't make you look like you got pink eye. And it's that same way you do. I'm Irish. It's how my mum taught me. Oh, very nice. Yeah, there's not many of us around. I'm happy to. There's a Ravelry meetup on the hill at noon each day. Podcast is usually meeting the same spot at 1 p.m. Perfect. I will be there. Read Claire's comment. I'll be there. Fellow limpet Amy. The best of us are limpets. I crochet like continental knitting. Just teaching myself to knit at the moment. Can't get the hang of continental or flicking. Don't understand why I can't hold the yarn in my right hand. Because it's, I don't know. It always feels clunky. Yep. When you first start doing something different with your hands. Let's not read into that statement too much. Until you get used to it, and then you just get used to it, and then you can knit and chat and whatnot. You know? I think this might be the most amount of people I have ever had on a live stream. So thank you very much. And the most amount of money donated in super chats, because I don't usually promote super chats because I always feel really awkward doing it. But because it's for a good cause, I don't mind doing it. Also a limpet. Yes, Karen. Yes. Yeah, I find that at parties, I've done a few gatherings with Mario's place of work recently, and because I know a few of his co-workers better than I know some of the other, I mean, he works in a bakery with very few employees, so I've got to know them all quite well. But yeah, I do tend to limp it onto the ones that I feel most comfortable with that aren't in a large crowd. I really struggle with holding yarn when crocheting. Well, there's no right or wrong way to hold the yarn. I just kind of found my own way with it when I started to crochet, and it just felt comfortable to hold it that way. But yeah, It's like I don't remember it ever feeling awkward knitting this way, because so I used to do the taking my hand. I used to wrap, and then, excuse me, loud motorbike outside. Could you be quieter? And then once my mum, for one of the family friends' significant birthdays, I believe it was a 60th, my mum knit this clown that's holding like a champagne bottle and a present, and it's got a hat and blah blah blah. And yeah, I helped her knit the hands. And then my grandma was staying with my parents, and it was before her sight had gone too much, and she sat next to me, and because she's quite a strong-willed lady, she showed me, basically forced me to knit the way that I knit now. And so then I put knitting down for a while, and then when I picked it up again when I moved to Germany and cast on my hitchhiker shawl, I realised I was just knitting like that, and I was like, oh, this is clearly muscle memory that I've remembered through the years. And it's Kirsty, I was a limpet to you. You haven't managed to shake me since EYF. It was amazing. I loved it. I loved the limpet tree. Yes, I'm glad that I came and sat with you during the knit night. Was it? Yeah, I think. Was it? I remember that I came and sat on a table with all of you at knit night, and I got given tablet, and it was delicious, which is essentially just sugar. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. Met lots of lovely people. I love meeting lovely people. It's my favourite part of the world. Life. My least favourite part, shitty people. I'm a thrower. Hey, there's room for everyone at the table. Oh, Anna, I'm sorry that you had to have carpal tunnel surgery. Oh, I'm sorry that you had carpal tunnel, I suppose. Snowy Owl, I don't know what word it is that you didn't know that I said, because I've only just seen your comment. Yes, it was a Jean Greenhoe pattern. Mum has a few of them. She's made a post box. She's made quite a few clowns now. Trying to edit my 3rd podcast, following my journey, making 50 sweaters this year. Amazing. Yes. Well, you say you'd never know I was a Navy tech before my kids, but each editing program is different. So while you might have known one, or you might have known how to edit one way, depending what editing program you now use, it's different. So don't be too hard on yourself. You're trying, you're learning, and that's all that matters. Oh my goodness, we're almost at 100 people. I'm so excited. I knit the way where you loop it round, but your way does look much easier and faster. Yeah, it's all depends. Mum said that when she was learning to knit this way, it wasn't faster for ages because she used to be a thrower. And then all of a sudden it got faster because your hand muscle memory. There was knitting and some food, so let's go yes with the knit night. Yes. And I don't know who invited me over to join you on your table, Kirsty. I can't remember. I did sit next to you and you were knitting some neon rainbow socks. Maybe it was you that said, hey, do you want to come? Because I maybe looked a bit lost. And you might have said, hey, do you want to come and sit with us? And then I did. And then Kristen of Valentine came in, and I was like, hey, and went up and said hi to her and gave her a hug. And then various people on the table slowly flocked around, and I was like, oh hey, these are the people from the table I'm sitting on, and introduced everyone. I found it really cute. Hi Aubrey, welcome. I'm between thrower and flicker. I don't move my knit, but I move my index and middle finger. Interesting. I love that unicorn. Oh my god, yes. Limpeting. So I would say limpeting is a limpet. I don't know if this is an international thing. It's a sea creature that lives inside of a shell. They live inside of a shell that looks a bit like this, but it goes all the way around, like whoop. Yep. and it like clings onto things. So when I say limpeting, I mean like clinging onto things. A limpet. Yes, I really want to make another unicorn. I love it so much. Cool. Cool story, Aubrey. Not quite on task. What editing program do I use? I use Adobe Premiere Elements. Kirsty, I'm just going to make you a mod. Yeah, Adobe Premiere Elements, and yes, I used to use Windows Movie Maker, and then it kept freezing on me and it drove me up the wall. So when I moved to Germany, I decided to treat myself to Adobe Premiere Elements because it's not cheap, but it's only a one-time payment and I've definitely made my money back on it. So thanks, Kirsty. I use knitting as therapy after carpal tunnel surgeries in both hands after getting new bone in my hand. Cool. That's so cool. Oh, it's amazing what surgeons can do. It all ended in good friendship. It's very true. It 100% ended in good friendship. Germany. Yes, I lived in Germany for 2 years. I studied German at university, and then lived in Germany then for 3 months, and then after I graduated university, a couple of years after I graduated, Mario and I went and lived in Frankfurt for 2 years, and there's lots of documentation of it in its entirety on this YouTube channel because I used to do a lot of live streams then and did a lot of videos because I wasn't very busy and I was extremely lonely. Sorry that's annoying that Elements crashes your computer. That's frustrating. Super frustrating. My mother-in-law does that limpet thing, I think. If I'm socializing, she can't find any. Yes. Yeah. Snowy Owl, that is 100% the definition of limpeting. If you feel uncomfortable in a situation, find your rock to limp it onto and just keep joining their conversations. That's kind of what I do. It works. And then I get comfortable, and then yes. Oh, Greece from Germany, I did not know that. Oh, cool. Wow. Now you know. Ich kann nur ein bisschen, mehr als ein bisschen Deutsch sprechen, aber ich habe fast kein Deutsch gesprochen seit fast 3 Jahren, also es ist schwer. You were living in Germany when I first started watching you. Yes! Oh, yeah, I enjoyed doing those plan with me videos. Now I just, at the same time, it was difficult because I was trying to make my planner look nice, but I was really bad at it. And I thought I'd improve, but then I'm not very good at practicing. So I work much better when I just write in my planner, which I need to get back to doing, and use it as a functional thing as opposed to a pretty thing. Are there any places in Germany you recommend for workshop in general? Cool. I mean, there. I didn't really go to that many workshops. I mean, I'm sure there are loads of. I used to just, whenever we went to a new city, I just Google where the local workshops were. A workshop that I used to go to in Frankfurt that was quite near to where I live was Vollerödel, but that was just like a chain, but it had a good selection of yarn in it. So they were quite big on sock yarn, so it was a good place to learn how to knit. And then now I'm here, I actually very rarely buy wool, which that's not bad. Yeah, I realised the other day that I don't buy wool online barely ever. Most of my stash has been built up from yarn shows. So yeah. Oh gosh, I just dropped a needle. A stitch. You know what I'm doing. Your planner pages always look really nice, inspired me to pretty up my own. Ah, fair. Thank you very much. I did think they were crap, but thank you. I found you last night and I love your podcast. I am currently knitting having a sip of cider. I have another one in the thing, but maybe I'm just... I go to Die Merceria. I did go there. That was really cool. And I went to a really good one in... There's a few really good ones in Munich, actually. I have a Munich vlog, I think. Yes, I have a Munich vlog, and I went to wall shops in there, so please feel free to check that out if you want to. Where was someone else that I went to a really cool wall shop? I can see it. Dresden. That's where it was. I found it. Yes, Everyday Slouchy Beanie. I unpicked it yesterday and I'm knitting it back now. I'm 39, I have carpal tunnel. Yeah, we'll make it a thing. In both wrists, and found Continental and Norwegian Pearl make it a lot easier for me. Anyone that has carpal tunnel problems, that is what Louisa suggests. Have I met Molly from a homespun house? No, I have not. We didn't live... I don't think we lived close to each other. I lived opposite Becky of Soprano Knits, so it's how we became, you know, the ultimate best friends. Cool, we're travelling Germany later this year for climbing centres. That's cool. I want to fit knitting in somewhere. Perfect. Mario and I have the, I guess, compromise, but it's not really a compromise because I also benefit, but we always seek out a bakery that we go to because he's a baker, and then we always seek out a wool shop that I go to because I like wool. But I also benefit from the bakery. He sometimes benefits from the wool shop. Sometimes. But he is currently staying, he's gone down to London, like I said. He is currently staying round the corner from Wild and Woolly, so I'm super jealous. Hey, everyone purchases yarn, everything. Everyone purchases everything in different ways. I mean, yeah. A lot of people do buy yarn on and stitch markers online. Obviously, otherwise, I would not have a job. So, thanks guys. Really appreciate it. Claire, I don't have to limp it because my husband pushes my wheelchair, so I always have him. Oh, so convenient. Convenient. North Allerton. Very nice. I don't know where that is. Just going to Google Maps. Could have Googled it really, couldn't I? Did it hear me? It didn't. It did. Oh God. It heard me say the two words even though I heard about it. 94 miles away. Oh, it's not down the road, is it? Oh, where are you close to? I bet you're all telling me. Brompton, I don't know where that is. Where are you? Darlington. Oh, you're here. Oh, you're quite north. Very nice. North. It's got north in the name. Thanks for doing this today. You're more than welcome, Kirsty. Thanks for joining. It's lovely to have you here. Clairvoyance probably will be staying in the shop. Yes. It's a fun colour to dye. I have dyed it for a while now. It's one of my earlier colourways I dyed. Diddaloo. Mary better bring you back something from. Yeah, but I don't know if he will. He's going with his mates. You know, I don't want to force him to go to a wool shop. Plus, I don't really need anything. Are we able to know more about the advent calendars? I am in discussions with another maker for a custom item for the advent calendar. So that's pretty exciting. Potentially 2. And I think I'm just trying to finalize prices right now. I find the pricing aspect of it really difficult because I've never bought a yarn advent calendar. Not because I haven't wanted to, but I just haven't bought one. And yes, so I'm finding the pricing aspect to be quite a tough one. Because I want to price it fairly so it's accessible, but at the same time, I don't want to do myself short, you know? So I think it's just going to be one of those things. But I'm going to release it, I think, in maybe 3 batches. There's going to be a limit to how many there are, because I'm human. And I think the first batch is going to go on sale towards the end of March. So the first one is at the end of March. I have no idea how many to do, but I really want to start dyeing them up soon. So I thought if I do the first lot at the end of March, if I can gauge how quickly they sell, then I should be able to gauge how many other people might be interested in also having them. Maybe that was a bus. I don't know if that works. It's a very new realm. Very new realm. Yes, I don't intend to go out of pocket. I'm so excited about you doing an advent calendar. I really love your aesthetic and I haven't seen a colourway from you and I didn't like. Oh, thanks, Tara. That means a lot to me. But ooh. Okay, one thing I will say about the advent calendar is I live on a main road. It's all kicking off. It is not going to be gradient. Bye, Tara. Nice to have you here. It's not going to be a gradient advent calendar. I think it's going to be random. Let's be completely honest. It suits my aesthetic better and suits my style better. Will you only do yarn for the advent calendar or you also do some stitch markers? I will only be doing yarn for the advent calendar because I physically cannot make enough I physically do not have the time to make stitch markers for them. So, or my hands also fall off. Yes. I had a chat with someone recently who, when I mentioned that I can't make enough stitch markers to keep my shop stocked for more than an hour, which I love, so thank you all so much, but I do feel absolutely terrible when people message me and say that they didn't get the one that they wanted. It makes me really sad. And somebody messaged me and talked to me about the possibility of me hiring someone else, and I would have to charge so much more, you know? I'd have to charge so much more per stitch marker in order to pay somebody else and myself. So, yeah. Kind of annoying. I really love and hate that I've made a business from something that I can't make quickly, easily, cheaply. Because that's what a lot of successful businesses run on. I mean, I'm also, in my eyes, I'm so successful right now, and I don't want to brag, and I'm not bragging, but everyone's success is their own thing, isn't it? So how does one define success? The fact I'm able to be full-time doing this, to me, means I'm a success. I'm totally cool with random colours, and advent calendar makes everything a surprise. Exactly. Exactly. It's very true. If you're on a gradient, you kind of know what kind of colour you're going to be kind of getting next. Sorry, it was a bit of hard skin on the side of my hands. It was really sore. Stay awesome. Thanks, Eve. So, speaking of stitch markers, after a bit of a rant saying I'm not going to be able to hire anyone else for them. Please, I asked on Instagram yesterday and realised that I never ask on YouTube. And yes, I will be doing Vlogmas again this year. Bye, Heather. Have fun with your human. That sounded weird. Yeah, I never ask on YouTube what you want to see in the upcoming shop updates. I only ever ask on Instagram, and that is no fair to those of you who don't have Instagram. So I have a notebook right in front of me that I missed, and I'm ready to take notes. Maybe my other pen, of what stitch markers you want to see in the next shop update, which is on the 21st. Let me check the calendar. Smiling toast would be super cute. Give me a second. 22nd. It's on the 22nd. Oh God, stop. I'm missing them. Friendly reminder, if you want to do super chats, because I've not mentioned it in about 20 minutes, all super chats donations will be going to Show Racism the Red Card, which is an anti-racism charity here in the UK. Platypus. I don't have a platypus pattern. Flower crown sloths. I have been doing flower crown sloths for almost as long as I have been selling stitch markers, and I can't believe that people are still buying them. Because I always think that surely everyone's got the ones that they want now, but then I keep more and more new customers, and it's so much. Black cats. I've had a couple of requests for black cats, so they're definitely happening. Badgers I've already got. Hedgehogs I can do. A red rose, maybe. Smiling toast. I'll write it down. We'll see if I can make it happen. Dragon, panda. I had noticed a panda. I'm pretty sure that's a dragon. It's very small on my laptop screen. Dragon, panda, unicorn. I've already written. I haven't written down unicorn. What colour unicorns would you like? Koalas. I don't have a pattern for a capybara, I'm afraid. Red panda. Ooh, as in the animal red panda as opposed to a red coloured panda. I'm guessing. Red pandas, my God, they're the cutest little things ever. Oh, me talking about making stitch markers for a shop update for people that might actually want them has made me lose audience members. Interesting. Not sure if I have a red panda pattern, but I will see. Goth unicorns, yep. I do actually need to make some of them for Yorkshire Yarn Fest, so I can do that. Do I have a D20? No, I don't have a D20, and I will tell you for why. The stitch marker would have to be massive in order for me to get all the detail on it, so really annoying. Purple unicorns. Is that a purple unicorn with a black body or a purple unicorn with a white body? Bar of chocolate. I do have a pattern for them. I've never made it though. I designed the pattern and then never actually beaded it. Wine glass. Maybe have that. I've been so lucky to buy a few of your stitch markers and they are adorable. I'm very impressed with your ability to make as many as you do. Oh, thank you very much. That means a lot. Could I do a monkey? I'm sure I could try and do a monkey. I can try and do Hogwarts houses thingies. I'll see. Octopus, potentially. I mean, I'm now just writing a list of... I'm not ever going to be able to make all of these. Yeah. So. Yeah, it's a teapot on my pencil. There's teapots everywhere. B Crumbs does have a cute monkey pattern, but it is her own pattern, and I believe she's not selling it. I do have an onigiri pattern. Yes, onigiri. I do have that one. Yes, sushi. Bunnies. Cool. I think that might be my list. Hello. But yeah, I do have a teapot on this. This is the pen that my best friend sent me when she heard that I got engaged. And yeah, she sent me this pen. It's just from Paper Chase, and it's a teapot, and it's got a little dangly doodad on it, and it's twisty. Ooh, paw prints I do have a pattern for. And a tutorial, I believe. Not that I'm telling you to make your own. Buy them from me, please. Teapots. I do have a teapot pattern that I made. I have bought a teacup pattern from Bead Crumbs, so I will see. Oh, hello, Christine's son. Thanks for joining us on the live stream. Christine, I'll be sure to watch my language. Skulls, yeah. I tend to super jealous of the fact that Amaris is eating fudge. Super jealous of the fact you're eating fudge. I just said that. Yeah, I tend to steer away from like branded things. I've had quite a few people asking for things like Pokemon or superheroes, specific superheroes, or like Baby Yoda. Just because I don't want to get in trouble with copyright. I can get away with the nondescript police boxes because they're nondescript police boxes, but you know, maybe that's just me being me. So I've done flower crown skulls before and have a tutorial for that on my channel if you want to give it a go. But I'm sure I can work out taking the flower crown off the skull. I'm sure I can work that one out. Palm tree sunglasses. Oh, someone asked me what cider I'm drinking. Angry Orchard hard cider rosé. It was on offer in Tesco. And it's slightly weaker than the cider I have in the cupboard. Oh, I do have a skull, the Jolly Roger style. It is a bit smaller. Oh, I do have a burger pattern as well. All these, yeah, see, the thing is, so Jane of Bead Crumbs, who I buy most of my patterns from, or have bought most of my patterns from, isn't designing patterns anymore. But I went on a pattern buying rampage in her shop and used to go on many because she didn't charge enough for her patterns. So I just used to try and buy loads of patterns from her so I'd be sending more money her way. Does that make sense? I feel like that doesn't make sense. I have made a sword before. Yeah, it's not bad. It's quite sweet, but it's pretty nice. I don't know where I put it. Oh, it's down there. Burgers, maybe. I do have a burger pattern. Yeah, I've told Jane that she needs to... No, I haven't told her, actually. I thought about it. Set up a Patreon or something, because I feel so bad, because I feel like my business wouldn't be what it is without her amazing designs, and I just want to give her more money. How's Maria doing? Hope you guys had an awesome day. He left for work at 4 o'clock this morning. Woke me up, gave me a hug, and then I haven't seen him since. He's gone to London. He sent me some flowers, and yeah. I mean, they're really beautiful flowers. I'm not poo-pooing him. I just haven't seen him since. Because you asked how's he doing and yeah, did make sense. And you asked if we had an awesome day. I mean, I had an awesome day. I watched the Amazon Prime original documentary about John Wayne Boppitt and Bobbitt is the Boppitt. And Lorena Bobbitt, and the trial that happened, I believe, in the 90s after she his male parts, and it was actually really interesting because I didn't know nothing about it. And And yeah, so that is what I did today. Watched that and beaded some stitch markers. Also playing the Harry Potter Hogwarts mystery game. That's a point. I need to just quickly... It's a timed thing, I hate it. Hey, Ali, if it's pronounced Ali. Ali? Great suggestions. I should live stream more often. A donut, yes. I now want to make a donut pattern. Thank you, Kirsty. Donut. I mean, I'm not, doesn't matter. I'm not going to be able to make all of these. But sure, I love it. I'm currently in the dilemma with my stitch markers where I think I need to up my prices maybe a little bit. And I feel really bad and I hate it. I hate having to up my prices. But I worked my butt off for the past fortnight doing as many stitch markers as I could and made so many stitch markers. And then oh, Killian, I love them. Thank you. Mwah. Sending you a heart back. Ta-da. Oh, have I done it? I've done it! Learning how to do a Patronus. Yeah, I make so many stitch markers, and then the money that I get back from it isn't the hours that I spent making them. So I don't really know what to do about that, because I'm getting a bit frustrated with it. I'm just gonna say that. I don't know what to do. I don't know. Yes, I do have to eat and pay rent. I'm very fortunate in that now people are buying the yarn more, which is really useful, because I went through a phase early on when only my stitch markers would sell and my yarn wouldn't sell, which is fine. Everyone has their own thing and it's a lot of yarn around, but it did make it a little difficult for a time. But I'm really glad that yarn is now selling. I still don't know how much they cost. I have done some kits before. The problem is actually making the thank you piece, but I don't really want that current chat happening in my chat. Oh gosh, no, that's the wrong person. Sorry, I'm just trying to get rid of this person, but everyone's talking. Oh, thanks, Kirsty. I'll totally pay more for your stitch markers. Yes, kits. It takes a really long time to make the kit because the counting of the beads, because the beads are really light. Unless I just put a full tube in, I suppose. Cool. I agree, put up the prices. People... Thanks, everyone. You're all making me feel better, because I feel like in comparison to the price that I used to when I first started selling stitch markers, I have upped my prices. But it's because I was undercharging myself so much looking at the prices that other people who were making beadwork online were selling it for. It's a tough one. And I always feel really bad because they sell online ridiculously and they don't sell in person as well. I understand. But I always get, time does equal money. I always get comments from people at yarn shows about the price. And It's difficult because they don't understand what it takes to make them. Which is, fine. But yeah, and then I try to explain it, and then they still don't get it. And actually, it's the people that do bead weave and have bead woven before that tend to be the customers because they understand, they love it, and they don't want to make it themselves. Surely if you make sets of 6, you realise a greater return while including a price rise. Not necessarily though, because doing a set of 6 means that I have fewer sets, and I would just, if I sold them individually, I'd be charging a price, and then if I sold them in a set of 6, I would just be charging the individual price times 6. So I think I'd be getting about the same amount. Oh, it's totally rude to question people's prices. I hate it. It's really disrespectful. Many people feel bad about this, but if you're running a business or any business, you have to add time invested to your charges. And I do time the stitch markers that I make, and I think I charge accordingly because I've got like a little algorithm that I have in my head, but I think I need to adjust my algorithm so my hourly rate is higher because it's not working. I'd pay more for your markers because too. As the idea is your D&D yarn with matching some markers with it. That's a good idea. I did have an idea of doing like a sock set with a stitch marker over Christmas for my Father Christmas ones, and just ran out of time because got married at the wrong time of year. Many small businesses I know the same comments about their products, and it's just because people don't understand, and I get it because you see, well, first of all, people don't realise I make the stitch markers myself when they see them at shows. They think that I buy them in from somewhere of, some factory that grossly neglects and underpays their workers to pay children in sweatshops to make my stitch marks. I do not do that. I mean, you all know I don't do that. But that's what people think, and then they think she's charging this much for that. And yes, I am. But yeah, it's a really difficult one. Because I understand they are a luxury item. I get it. Some of them are almost the same cost as a skein of yarn, and if you're at a yarn show and you want to buy yarn, it's kind of difficult to then justify that on a beaded stitch marker, I never made a comment to you about the price at Sheffield. Oh, it's not every single person at a show that makes a comment. It's honestly not. It's usually people that don't know what it's about. Oh god. As someone who has to go making beaded stitch markers like yours, they take me forever, and to make much practice, Golden Balls Gaming. Much practice. Also, I love that you're called Golden Balls Gaming. It'd be better to charge more and be able to afford to stay in business. Yes. Well, I mean, I'm not going broke, but yes, it would be nice to have more to be able to invest back in the business. Mention of set with yarn and stitch marker. I love that idea. I bought both the Mystery Monthly clubs, so it's almost like that now. I've dyed up all the yarns. I'm on the final straight of the stitch markers. I'll probably go back to beading the stitch markers after this and stay up way too late. They are expensive, but they're worth it as handmade. If you could afford to buy loads, I would. Oh, thank you, Karen. That means a lot. Oh gosh. On a side note, how many cups of tea did you have today? I only had 2, but the cups of tea that I had were like, we got our we got the rest of our wedding gift list through because we did it with an online service, and I ordered these 2 mugs that I thought these would be really nice, like tea mugs, and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, open them. They're like this. They're not quite that big. I think they're like my penguin mug, but I don't think Mary is ever going to ever use his. But I had 2 of those, so it's essentially 4 cups of tea. Oh gosh. Hi Hannah, lovely to watch this chat. Thank you. Oh hi. I'm knitting the elf mail sweater now. Are you planning to cast one on soon? Yes, I am actually. Oh, I've got a few jumpers that I really want to cast on. I really want to cast on the Telegram. Um, you need a bit of lubrication in the throat to pronounce that word. You'd never tell I had a blimmin' thingy, a degree in French. Let's lubricate the throat. So yeah, I've just cast on a Hufflepuff jumper. I need to finish that. I really want to knit the Telegram. I can't do it anymore. I used to be so good. I need to have like that. It's not there. Cardigan by Becky Sorensen. I really want to cast that on. I really want to cast on Elf Mail as well. Maybe Elf Mail. And I did an exciting announcement in my... Bye, Kim. Enjoy your curry. Thank you so much for your super chat. It means a lot. Yeah, I announced in my newsletter for those that received it on Tuesday and opened it, and that I am going to be hosting a D&D themed knit along / crochet along. So I'm super excited about that. Oh, Kirsty, I'm so glad I made you a mod. I'm also a small business owner. I raise my prices every few years. Oh yeah, 100%. I raise my prices every few years too, but sometimes I don't think I raise them enough. I haven't raised them enough. I haven't raised them enough to equate cost of living. I've just raised them a little bit each time. You could give a marker / marker plus yarn kit a soft test with your unicorn colorway and a matching unicorn marker. Oh yeah, I probably wouldn't end up making a new beading pattern. I'm not the most talented when it comes to making beading patterns. I'm very fortunate I've made a few. There's a few. My sheep. Very proud of my sheep. I have an acorn wear that I haven't made for ages. We sell rare bred pork. Oh, breed. We sell rare breed pork in France. And when we started, an old guy said, your price won't please everyone, but you must price accordingly and your real customers will come, don't worry. It's very true. I had this similar chat yesterday. The ways to get customers isn't to undersell other people, it's to market better. As in marketing. It's to have better marketing, not to underprice your stuff. To balance out high cost to make low income products, you need low cost, high income goods in your shop. Yes, I really do. But that's not my thing. I did have the idea the other day, and I don't know if I'll do it, about getting some like miniature tea sets, because I love tea. Getting some miniature tea sets, or just like the mug / teacups, and making stitch markers out of them. Thought that might be cute, but I think other people already do that. It's a tough one. Maybe I'll get some more Swarovski bits. They were always fun. There's a D&D themed knit I made for my husband. Oh, amazing. Made my husband chainmail sweaters. That's incredible. I love that. Oh, this side is going down a right treat. And I'm pacing myself and drinking it slowly, so it's not going to my head. I'm being very controlled. I was going to get a bottle of wine out, and then I thought, maybe not on a live stream. Maybe not on a live stream. I've got a bit tipsy on a live stream before, and it didn't end poorly. Just maybe shouldn't do it all the time. Everyone's gone quiet. You bombard me with ideas for stitch markers, and you go silent when I need a chat. I make all my D&D party new dice bags. Oh my goodness, that would have been fun. I remember that last one. Oh god. Yeah, no, I have made some of my D&D party members' dice bags for various birthday presents. I mean, I think it also helps that I believe currently the pound isn't the strongest thing in the world, #Brexit. So I'm having quite a few international customers come and buy from me because it's like cheaper for them at the moment, I think. Is that how money works? I don't know. Some stitch markers relating to tea, probably something for the tea. Like, yeah. I mean, I did sell my teacup idea. Could look into trying to beat a tea bag. Would you make custom stitch markers? Say a set of 4 if someone had an idea for something that they would like. Okay, so. Oh, Jen, don't apologise for not typing. It's okay. It's fine. So my issue with custom stitch markers is only when people request things that I don't have a pattern for already would mean that I'd have to design a pattern for them / find a pattern for them and then make it, which would take ages. So unless, do I still dye my Druid colourway? My Druid craft colourway, I can 100% can dye my Druid craft colourway. It was not a top seller, so I haven't dyed it in ages, but I can dye it for my next shop update if you want it. But yeah, that is why. But if it's a stitch marker that I already sell in a different colour, I can't guarantee. Maybe I need to have a think about that, actually. I was going to say, drop me a message. I'll have a think about it, because otherwise I'm going to have loads of people messaging me asking for custom stitch markers, and I think I need to have a think about that and like make some form of guidelines, I think, because I need more hands. Stitch markers don't sell well online, maybe you only sell them. It's true, but they are fun to take and they're a bit different, and no one else sells them at the shows I go to, and some people come to me for the stitch markers, so I just smile at the little old ladies making the comments about how expensive they are and go into a spiel about the fact that they're not plastic beads ironed together, they are glass beads sewn together one by one. Because that's the thing. People think that they're like those perla bead things. I'm like, no, these dry, calloused hands. I don't do yarn clubs and matching stitch markers. I do yarn clubs and I do stitch marker club. They are not related at all right now. Boop, boop. I did actually used to sell my larger beadwork that I designed. I used to design loads of patterns for beadwork when I had the time and mental capacity, and I used to make them and sell them as pendants and pins, and they didn't sell. So maybe now they would, because I'm a bit more known, but at the time they weren't. Will I release the stitch markers from last year's Stitch Marker Club as individual ones in the shop updates? I have actually already started to do this. The pineapples were one from last year's Stitch Marker Club. I did pigs, I think. I believe I did flower crown pigs last year. Let's have a look. Hey, clubs aren't for everyone. It's all right. I have done a couple of mystery things before. Have I? Maybe. I've done a couple of mystery things before. And it's not been and then I've received the thing and it's not been my jam. So I tend to avoid clubs. But people seem to love the clubs. I had the pig one and I've lost it. Oh no. Witches will be coming back in Halloweeny months. What was March? Oh, I had a tiny leprechaun that I made while I was on holiday in Sicily, and then I realised I made them way too soon, so then panic bought a few shamrocks to send with them because I felt really bad. What was April? Oh, it was a chick. May was... Oh, yeah, the flower crown fox. He was fantastic. June was the pineapple, I believe. Yes. I was really bad at taking pictures of my Stitch Marker Club last year. We had a beach hut for July. August was definitely an ice cream. September, I believe, was a jumper. October was a witch. November was the gingerbread snowflake. And then December was actually just an owl. But yes, they will all be coming back probably. I just need to. What are your plans for cooperations with other creative friends in the near future? I'm not entirely sure yet. There is nothing on the cards. In the immediate future anyway. There have been discussions with a few people, but I'm currently pretty busy keeping the shop going and prepping for everything, and I really need to hire an extra pair of hands to help me with stitch markers. Could you not take a little bag with you to in a tub of beads and needle and thread, etc., and just sit and do a bit of brick stitch, and when someone makes a comment, get it out and sew a few more in front of them, show them how exactly they did. I mean, it has been suggested. Mario did suggest it to me. My thing is, I never sit down at shows, and I wouldn't want all the beads to get knocked on the floor, and there's always a risk that someone can steal it. Not that anyone would want to steal a half-finished stitch marker, but maybe. So I'm not saying no, and I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I think it's a great idea. I just am not sure. My website doesn't say that the beads are made from glass. On each of the listings, I realise I do need to update it, because in each of the listings I say that they're all made from glass. But then I realise that people probably just click and buy it very quickly because they sell out pretty quickly, so you don't have time to read all of the chat that I type in, every single one. Set up a tablet with funny videos playing. Yeah, that's also quite a good idea. Design a new marker and ask a higher price. You've made your name. Just wait and see if people buy. Yeah, also true. This is also true. I mean, now when I finish a new stitch marker design, I do price it higher than I would do. And they still seem to sell, so can't complain, I suppose. Do I teach any classes? Have I thought about it? No, I don't teach any classes. Have I thought about it? Yes, I have thought about it. I don't know how good I would be at teaching tiny bead weaving. I suppose I could teach it on larger perler beads or larger beads. Because for those who haven't seen the stitch markers in person, like, this is a terrible camera, you're not going to be able to see anything. The beads are tiny, like, each one of these dots is a bead, you know? This is my hand. I have small hands. What's a generic sized thing? This is going to be very niche because not everyone knows how big a 1p is. 1p. This is one penny. A UK penny. Just as to gauge size. They're very small. And yeah, I don't know how I would be able to teach people on those. I used to teach, or I have taught at, I'm going to close that because it's got some card information, when I worked at the bead shop, but I never taught bead weaving. I taught classes to children, actually, and it went well. They are teeny tiny seed beads. They're kind of like seed beads. They're technically called delicate beads. Hello Rue, welcome to the chat. They're technically called delicate beads, and they're more cylindrically shaped. And yeah, this is your every so often friendly reminder. Any super chats donated during the live stream will be donated directly to Show Racism the Red Card, in light of everything that is kicked off over on Instagram in the past couple of days. And yes, so, or feel free to donate to a charity of your choice instead. If you don't want to donate via super chat, I fully understand. But just so you're aware, in the chat there's a little $sign. If you click it and type a message, it's called a super chat, and I'll be donating everything from this stream to there. Photo frame, stitch mark, photo frame. Yeah, yep. These are all great ideas. I love all of these ideas. Thank you, Amaris. I will check out your email after the stream. Half made stitch mark and display so people can see the handmade. I could also do that, or I could use, like I said, I could use like perla beads or something. Yeah. I know, it's tough. It's difficult. Marketing's hard. Running a business is hard. Tell you what, I thought I worked full-time from home. It would give me more time to be able to just disappear off and visit my parents and my friends in the south more and whatnot. No, I now feel guilty every time I take time off, so kind of annoying. Well, you've had to miss out on the Instagram aggro because, you know, it affects a lot of people. Yes, I have some, my earlier tutorials are really crap. I tried really hard with my gingerbread house tutorial that I made. Like, I tried really hard with it and it still wasn't good enough for many people, so that secured my decision to not do more tutorials. And yeah, it's difficult to show. Diddly biddly, you could have some pearly beads for them to have a go on, then hand them some delicate beads to try with. Yeah, it's true. Oh, Jen, I'm not saying you don't care. I'm sorry if it came across that way. That is not what I was implying. I apologise. Yeah, I had someone who bought some. I've had a few people actually who asked me where I get the delicate beads, the size that I use, blah blah blah. So I let them know, and then they buy them and they get them, and then they say, wait, are these the size that you use, or have I bought a size smaller? And then they show me them and they show me the label and blah. I'm like, yeah, that's the size I use. Like, oh, these are way too small. I'm like, yeah, I know. Working for yourself from home is pretty much 24/7, 365 job without time off on holiday pay. Oh, isn't it fun? Ugh, I love it, but at the same time, ugh. Your early tutorials taught me how to be with don't with you hardly yourself. Thank you, Golden Balls. What a line. What a line. How long does it take to make one stitch mark? It takes me about an hour to make a small seed bead animal. You see, that's a really difficult question because my stitch markers are all different sizes. So, and levels of difficulty. So, for example, this one is massive. I'll get the penny. No, I'll just compare it to the tiny one I just showed you, which is kind of difficult because this is all folded up. So if we compare, what is happening? This one's quite large, as you can see. So this one takes about 12 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes for the tiny owl. And then this one can take, I don't know, can't remember how much have I charged for it. That's how I know how long things take. I should write things down. Is that it? Cool. 45 minutes. This one takes. So I need to charge extra for these. Running business from home takes a lot because you really have to have discipline. Yes, I'm not very disciplined. And so I need to somehow. Your sure is really great to watch. And you make learning fun with your sarcasm and humour. Oh, thanks. Right, bye Leonie. Thanks for joining. Hope you had fun. Yes, Karen, I agree. And yes. They just make things too. It is, which is why I'm doing the whole donations of the super chat. Although this is going to be a really low donation. It's fine, it's fine. I'll bump it up with some of my own. It's all good, it's all good. Bye, Franchella. Franchella. What time is it? I should probably head off soon. I've got 4 more stitch markers to make. God. So, the stitch markers that I'm currently making are taking me way too long. They're not meant to be taking me this long. And I'll tell you what's most annoying about the fact I time my stitch markers is when I'm timing it, I'm so focused on doing it. I like do it non-stop. And happy editing. I'm beading non-stop and getting it done. And then I look and I'm like, cool. If I'm actually doing it in real life, I bead a bit slower and I take my time and I'm much more careful about it. So it takes me longer, and I don't understand why when I time it, I don't do it so well. Oh, Christine, you've already donated. Thank you. You're too cute. Are those hearts from your son? Because if it is, Killian's really cute. I mean, I have another bottle in the fridge, but I might just have that whilst I'm bead weaving. Oh, thank you, Karen. I didn't mean it for me to say it to then have an influx of dirt. That's not... Sometimes I say things without thinking, and now I feel bad. But that's a really cute sticker, Karen. Good choice. We love a cute corgi. We love a cute corgi. It really does, and I hate it so much. I know that I could probably do so much more, but it's knowing what I could do that would actually make a difference and help. It's a tough one, but I figured that this is literally the least I can do, you know. Yes, they did, because of the conversation and action that's being taken on Instagram right now by a couple of members who claim they're in the knitting community. I'm donating super chats to show racism the red card, as have mentioned several times. After the stream, I will... Thank you, Princess Narwhal. After the stream, that's a cute sticker too, I will update the description box with the link to the website, so anyone watching this on playback can donate if they want to. Up to you. Also, I'm just going to take the money that it tells me and donate it and blah blah blah. Oh, Tara, that's essentially it. I will then be donating the money onwards, because only North America, so the US and Canada, can you do direct donations to the charity. Hopefully they bring it in to the UK market, because I would love to do more of these, because it would be so much fun. But apparently this is the only way that I can think to do it. Or you can directly go to the website yourself and donate if you would prefer. That way YouTube wouldn't get a small cut of the money, as explained earlier in the live stream. But it is a business, so it's got to make money somehow, doesn't it? So I believe at the corner of the chat box there might be, I say should be, a little button that has like a $sign in it. Of course she's found it. Thank you, Claire. Oh, good. I was worried that I would only be donating £8. I'm now donating more than £8. We're all good. Also, I've just decided that even though YouTube gets a cut of the money, I have the full amount that is being donated at the top of the screen for me. And I'm just going to donate that to the charity and just cover YouTube's bracket that they take. One ankle is really clicky, but I tell you what, it was really satisfying. Aw, thank you, Tara. Bye, Lion, 211-777. This has been a fun hangout. I'm really glad I did this. I haven't really spoken to anyone all day except for Sophie the goldfish, who was fed just before the stream, and the flower guy very briefly. And that's it, because the Amazon guy didn't even knock on the door. So yeah, I haven't really spoken to anyone today. So it was really nice having this live stream, even if I did essentially was the only person doing the audible talking. It was really nice to have all of you to chat to. It's been a lot of fun. I'm probably just going to head off now because I do actually have these stitch markers to bead. And Sophie the goldfish has started to get a bit noisy with the clicking of her rocks, and that might be annoying and distracting for all of you. So, sorry to hear that you're ill. But yeah, this is the problem. This is the working from home. I need to take my bead weaving out with me. Can others audible talk as well? I don't know. Maybe we could organise a Zoom room or something and have like a knit night on there or something. Like the Corner of Craft newsletter party that I mentioned. We could make it an actual like hangout party for the people that subscribe to the newsletter. Maybe. Thank you so much for joining, Christine, and it was lovely to have you in the chat. It was lovely to have input from Killian as well. Tell him it was delightful and made my day. I'm going to tidy my craft when I got the notification live. Perfect. I really want to have like a huge mammoth. Oh, that's the point. I need to have the washing out. Cool, I'll have the washing out then bead. I really want to have a huge mammoth tidy and clean of the house while Mario's not here, because I never do that, because tidying and cleaning makes me aggressively angry, and there must be some psychology behind that, but I don't know what it is. And so yes, I decided I might treat him and the house might be tidy when he gets back, at least some of the rooms if not all of the rooms. I hate tidying. I'm sorry that they blocked your newsletter. How frustrating. Right, I've decided to switch up how I do newsletters and not just have them as a sales pitch, but have them more as like a, hey, let's get to know each other a bit better kind of way. And I really enjoyed writing the last one. So yes, I am going to head off now though, because we're heading towards 1:45 and that's quite a long time. And I think I need to pee. Yeah, I did have to rip it back, but I have knit almost everything back, which I'm very excited. Thank you very much for joining me. I had so much fun hanging out with you. Thank you all for being my Valentine's dates. It meant a lot to me. I will get off the stream, double check donations, and then donate immediately. And even though the money won't go in my account till next month, doesn't matter. Thank you so much for joining me. I love that you all chat to each other in the chat. It makes my day. I need to do these more. I love a live stream. Mary goes to bed early sometimes. We can make it a thing. But yes, thank you so much. And I will see you soon. Definitely. Bye, everyone. Mwah. That was a weird ending. Bye. Oh, God. How do I exit this? End.